Thank you. Thank you. I look around me and I see Finsbury Park at its very, very best. We're here today, Muslim, Jew, Christian, Hindu, Buddhist, everything is here today. We are a united demonstration. We condemn racism in any form whatsoever. This is the scene where the far right killed Makram Ali some years ago, where there's been attacks on our mosque. And after those attacks, who came out straight away? Every single community, led by the local Jewish community, led by the local Muslim community, united in our absolute determination to live in a non-racist society here in London. We're here this evening because we are witnessing something unbelievably horrific in this world. That is, if you turn it that way, I'm an amateur technician, turn it that way, and then somebody, I'm going to need some batteries in a minute for the microphone, but we're going to be okay. The water comes and goes. Right, technical break, that was all that was. What we're witnessing today is something unbelievably horrific. We're witnessing live on television bombardment of hospitals, of schools, of people's homes. We're witnessing death of 10,000 people already, on top of the tragedy of the death of 1,400 the week before in Israel. So we're here to demand peace, but we have to be very, very clear about this. The Palestinian people have been under occupation for 75 years. The Gaza Strip, which I've visited many times, is a very crowded place with people in it trying to survive. Survive on UN support, survive in schools that are well run but underfunded, and try and get work. There is very, very little. It is a place of unbelievable stress. The West Bank is occupied by Israeli troops. To go anywhere, you have to go through checkpoints. To go anywhere, you're likely to be stopped by an Israeli soldier. Imagine going from here to Highbury Corner and having to pass through 2 or 3 checkpoints on the way. That is the reality of daily life for people there. And the settlements have brought 500,000 people to take the best water and the best land in the West Bank, impoverishing Palestinian farmers. But also, please remember this, because they're so often forgotten, are the hundreds of thousands of people living in refugee camps in Jordan, in Lebanon, in Syria, and the enormous Palestinian diaspora around the world. They're too often sort of written out the equation and forgotten. And so we're witnessing now an attempt to expel the entire population to the northern part of the Gaza Strip and then drive them further southwards, and eventually they assume that Egypt will give way and allow the Palestinians to go and settle in the Sinai, thus creating a new Gaza of another dispossessed population who themselves are descendants of a population dispossessed in 1948. Historical tragedies and historical mistakes come round and back to bite you very, very badly. And so we have to do everything we can. I can't be the only person that feels this sense of anger and powerlessness. Anger and powerlessness, anger at what I'm seeing, powerlessness to stop it. All we've got is our presence. All we've got is our voice. All we've got is our solidarity and our determination. Our determination to do everything we politically, to demand that the political leaders of this country and the United States stop listening to the arms industry lobby about sending arms to the region and start listening to humanity and peace. And stop quibbling over the nuances of international law. What is a war crime? What is a humanitarian disaster? Surely to good if you see children being killed in a school, if you see a hospital being bombed, it's pretty obvious. It's totally inhumane and wrong and a totally evil and appalling thing to do. So I can't be the only one who's disgusted at what I'm seeing. Disgusted that our government couldn't even bring itself to vote for request for a ceasefire at the United Nations. And the United States vetoed Council position anyway. We are demanding a ceasefire now to save life. A ceasefire now. Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! And we're not going to go away. We've shown in our own community here in Finsbury Park. We're a multicultural, multi-ethnic, multilingual, multi-faith community. And by and large we get along pretty well together. We've shown the kind of world we want to live in and we want to create. So I want to listen to this endless attack on all of us who stand up for the people in Gaza. We stand up for the people in Gaza because we stand up for the people who are under oppression or attack anywhere in the world at any time. There is something universal about these truths. And I was so pleased to follow what Sir Luke said earlier, what Ida said earlier, what Two Figures said, and all the others that have spoken today and given real voice. But, my friends, we've got work to do. Tomorrow, there is another demonstration in Trafalgar Square. There will be many more demonstrations over the next few weeks. You might feel, what's the point? Another demonstration, it's bound to be wet, it's bound to be cold. Well, no, I don't care about the wet and cold, I'll be out there. Because if it stops the war one day less, everything we do is absolutely worth it. Everything we do has got to be worth it. That means also it gives some hope to people living in or surviving in complete desperation. I'm getting calls from people when they've got electricity in Gaza, telling me what it's like. It's horrific. I'm phoning people who've lost their entire family, and I can't put my arms around them. All we can do is say, we're sorry at your loss. All we can do to help them and help all the others is to demand the ceasefire. International solidarity coming in Latin America, in Africa and Asia. Working class solidarity coming all over Europe. The government of Spain today has said it's suspending all arms shipments to Israel as a result of it. The government of Colombia have done much the same. The government of Bolivia have done it as much as they can in solidarity. Many governments around the world are acting. It's time the British government did the same. So, be strong, be determined, be humanitarian, be humane, defeat racism in every form. It's our unity that can bring about a ceasefire. It's our unity that can bring about peace and justice for the Palestinian people. Thank you.